Hello, everybody. This is Dee from Dee's Cute and Crafty, and I'm back with another decor video for you today. I'm doing Easter and loving every bit of it. I have three pieces that I'd love to show you. They're pretty easy, not too much going on. This one has a lot of pieces to it, but I promise you, it's not that hard to do, and it's really cute. So let's start out with the chiffon cream by Rust-Oleum, the Waverly Antique Wax, one of these bunny picks from Dollar Tree, and a jumbo craft stick from Walmart, two tumbling tower blocks. These are the bigger ones that you get from Dollar General, one of the Dollar Tree wood crates. I'll also be using these little pom-poms. I'm going to use one of those. They come from Dollar Tree. And of course, my cardboard, which is free. I have three wheel options for you today. I have an actual wheel from Hobby Lobby. I have a wood slice from Dollar Tree and a large button from Hobby Lobby. Because this is going to be rustic, we're going to go with that wood slice. I have some of the new bottle brush carrots from this year at Dollar Tree and some of the old ones that are made from jute twine. I have some of these purple daisies, came out this year from Dollar Tree, some boxwood greenery from Walmart, Spanish moss from Dollar Tree, and I did not show you, but I will be using a piece of pool noodle from Dollar Tree. So I already freehanded my wheelbarrow. We are making a wheelbarrow. I already freehanded that onto some cardboard, and I'm just going over it so you guys can see it better. And this is perfect to use. Cardboard is a wonderful crafting medium, perfect to use if you have carpal tunnel or arthritis or neuropathy or anything that hurts your hands and you can't really cut with the MDF board all the time, or maybe not at all. Cardboard is much easier just to cut with your scissors. So that's why I'm showing you the cardboard version, but I am going to end up using the MDF version for this video. And here is the MDF board that I cut out. You can tell that it's just an old Easter sign from last year. I'm going to use this piece because it's bigger and I want to stain it with some of the antique wax. So it's just better to use for that reason. Just staining all my pieces, everything you see except for the bunny. I'm going to stain the bottom of that stick, but I'm not going to actually stain the bunny because he's going to get painted. So while I'm doing that, I'd like to take this time to say thank you, thank you, thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome to Dee's Cute and Crafty. Thank you for choosing my channel. I hope that you enjoy the content and you'll stick around for a while. And to my oldies but goodies, my ride or dies, you've been with me since the beginning of my journey. I love you. Thank you so much for coming back. So I decided for a little bit of variation in color, and it's really not that much, but it is a little. I use the Dollar Tree furniture marker on that little piece of MDF board for the back of the wheelbarrow. Now I'm going in with my Rust-Oleum chiffon cream, and I love this color because it's that beigey, creamy kind of antique looking color that I love to use when I'm doing something that's rustic. So I'm just going to paint my bunny front and back with that color, and then I'm going to set it aside to let it dry. Going to take what's left on that brush and dry brush it onto the wheelbarrow and onto that little piece as well. Going to take my Gator sander and soften it up a little bit. I like to sand it down because it right now it looks a little rough, looks like it's heavy. So I'm just going to sand it down and lighten up that color and make it look weathered. Now I'm going to attach all my pieces, just putting everything together. I was going to hot glue and wood glue the front of the wheelbarrow to the crate, but then looked over and saw my arrow stapler and went, yeah, that's a better option. So I'm just going to staple that down. Easy peasy. Now I'm going to take my two tumbling tower blocks, and I want this to stand up, and it's not going to stand up without the blocks. So I'm going to use hot glue and wood glue, and I'm just going to attach those to the bottom of the box so that my wheelbarrow stands up. And you guys, you'll see I tried every way I could to get that staple gun to line up inside the box with the tumbling tower block so I could just pop a staple in there as well, and it just wouldn't work. So what I ended up doing after I wood glued and hot glued them, I went around the blocks on the bottom with a little bit more glue just to make sure everything stays in place. So now I'm going to take my jumbo craft stick because it's not quite long enough for the wheelbarrow, for the handle, and to add the wheel. And it's too thick, it's too wide. So I'm just going to cut it straight down the middle, and then I'm going to line it up to give me what I need to make it long enough for the handle and for the attachment of the wheel. I'm just trimming those wood fibers off, but you could definitely use your sander to sand that down. And this is what I'm talking about, how it's not long enough to give me a handle and a base for that wheel. So I'm just going to stagger my pieces. I'm going to staple it down. I had to hammer that staple in a little bit. And now I'm just going to attach the other piece of that craft stick. I'm going to use some wood glue and some hot glue for this one. And then I'm going to use wood glue and hot glue and a staple to attach that wood slice. Now I'm just going to attempt to staple that little stand on the back of the wheelbarrow. It didn't work. It would not go into that MDF and into um, the little box on the back. It just wouldn't do it. Wouldn't go into the crate. So I ended up just using hot glue and wood glue and attaching it. Now I'm going to add my piece of pool noodle, and I like to cut my piece of pool noodle just a little bit longer than the actual box or crate or item that I'm placing it in so that it fits snugly. And then that way I don't have to add a lot of wood glue, or not wood glue, but hot glue, because that melts your pool noodle. So when I do this, I don't add any glue. And I'm going to take my Spanish moss and stuff some down on either side of the pool noodle. And then I'll start attaching my carrots and my flowers and my bunny, just getting everything tucked nice and neat inside that wheelbarrow. This came out really cute. I do love it, but it is not my favorite of the three that I'm bringing you today. If you'd like to know which one is my favorite, you're going to have to keep watching. And as always, I need you to comment down below and let me know which one is your favorite of the three. So I'm breaking up my boxwood greenery. I'm just cutting it apart with my wire cutters. And because it's wired, it's easy to punch down into that pool noodle. Just stick it in there. But when I start pulling off some of the pieces from the top, because it's sitting higher than I want it, so I'm taking off some of that boxwood greenery, it doesn't have wire in it at that point. So I need to take something sharp, poke a hole in the pool noodle, and then put the boxwood greenery inside of there. So I just used a um, screwdriver. It was what I had handy, and it worked out well. So now I'm taking my cutters, my wire cutters, and I'm just going to cut the tip off of those carrots that have the twine on them and the foam inside, so I can add a skewer stick in the bottom of the carrot and then tuck it down inside of the pool noodle. And now for the bottle brush carrots, I'm just going to cut off that little wooden stand that they're on, and I'm just going to hot glue those down. Now I'm going to cut the ends of this craft stick to make a point so that I can stick the bunny down inside of the wheelbarrow with the flowers and the carrots. And he's almost hidden in there. He's so tiny and there's so much going on around him, you almost don't see him. And if that bothers you, you can paint it a different color, maybe gray or chocolate brown or something like that, pink or purple, whatever you want to do. But it does not bother me at all. I love it. And here it is, DIY number one. How cute is she? It just looks so rustic and farmhouse and Easter and has the pretty purple pop of color that I love. It's giving me all the feels, you guys, just all the feels. But it still is not my favorite. Moving on to DIY number two, we're going to be using this big old piece of cardboard, you guys. I got this piece of cardboard from a bath set that I bought. You know how you buy the tank cover and the seat cover and the rug, all of that. This is what the seat cover came with, wrapped around that. And the minute I saw it, I knew it was an egg. I just knew it. Oh, I was so excited to do this DIY. I actually made this DIY up because I wanted to use that cardboard. Anyway, I have pieces of ribbon and fabric that I've cut up from Dollar Tree and from, you know, Hobby Lobby, wherever I buy all my ribbon and fabric from. I have all these different colors of paint because I'm going to mix up my own color. So you paint your egg whatever color you want to paint it. And I've got my pencil and my marker and my eraser out because we're going to do a little bit of hand lettering. I've got some jute twine that I'm going to use. And the bunny silhouette that you see is from last year's Dollar Tree um, burlap bunny pillowcase. I didn't see those out this year, but they had those pink gingham and blue gingham pillowcases that zip up and they were burlap on the other side. And then they had the bunny silhouette that was sitting on top of the gingham in the front. So I just cut it apart and I cut the silhouette of the bunny out to use for this DIY. So I'm trying to pick up the color of the blue ribbon, but also the color of the little blue flowers that is in the fabric that I cut up. And this is the color I came up with. So now that it's all painted, I'm going in with my Gator sander and I'm sanding down the edges. I'm sanding down the front. I just want it to look worn and weathered. And now I'm going to take my bunny and I am going to use my hot glue oh so sparingly because you're definitely going to see it through this. And if you want to go around the edges so you don't see the glue with some twine, you can do that, but I decided to leave it just as is. So I'm placing my bunny in the center of the egg so that I can get my lines drawn for where I want to write my words. And I'm just going to write, hello there. And I'm going to do it in my faux calligraphy. So I'm starting out in my own handwriting, and then I'll go back and I'll make my downstrokes thicker so that it looks like calligraphy. You can definitely use your Cricut if you have one, or Silhouette, or anything like that to get your wording. You can use wood words from Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby if you want. If you don't like your handwriting, there's other options that you could do. But I've practiced a lot with the faux calligraphy, so I like how it looks. So I'm just going to do that. I don't own a Cricut, so I am the Cricut, pretty much. And there it is. Now I'm going in with my marker and making everything nice and dark. You guys, I also have a piece of styrofoam snowman that you see under my hand um, from Christmas, from when I was doing my Christmas DIYs. You remember the snowmen? I think they were stacked 2 pieces high, maybe 3 pieces high, but they had the really weird plastic stick arms. They were huge. They were horrible. I didn't like them and I didn't use them. This is a piece of that snowman where I cut it apart, cut it in half, and I used it for something at Christmas. And this was a piece left in my stash, and I knew it would be perfect for a bunny tail. So that's where it came from. So I'm using the glue sparingly. It may not look like it, but I actually am. I'm taking a little dot of it and then I'm just kind of rubbing it and trying to smooth it out so that you don't see a big clump of glue underneath. Now I'm adding glue to the styrofoam, and I'm just going to hot glue that on for my bunny tail. And now I'm going to start laying out my pieces of fabric and my pieces of ribbon to make a messy bow for this DIY. I'm just going to lay down my piece of jute cord first, and then I'm going to start stacking my ribbon and fabric in an X formation on top of the jute cord. And I'm just going to stack as much as I want to get the look that I want. I'm just going to tie this off. And now I'm going to just kind of put it a couple different places. I don't know if I want it at the top of the egg or if I want it off to the side, if I want it between the bunny ears. In the end, I opted to put it at the top and a little bit to the side. I think it's cute there. And I'm going to add my little button. And those buttons came from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to hot glue that down. I'm going to hot glue my button in the center. And then I'm going to flip it over and tie it off in the back. I did put 2 holes in the cardboard, and I threaded my jute through that so that I can tie the bow onto the DIY. And here she is, ready to be displayed. And this is, hands down, my favorite of the 3. I think it's my favorite because I got such a big piece of cardboard for free and I wasn't expecting it. And when I, saw it and it looked like an egg, I'm like, this is so happening. I got to figure out something to do with this. And that is why it's my favorite, because it was just off the cuff. I love it. I hope you guys do too. Moving on to DIY number 3, I'm using some more of my buttons from my stash. I have my carrot fabric and some other fabric squares that I got from Dollar Tree. All of my fabric came from Dollar Tree. We're going to be making some fabric carrots, quick and easy. I have some batting that I'm going to use and also some jute twine. You guys can definitely go to your sewing machine and sew this up if you want to. I'm just going to hot glue it. It's just decor. Nobody's going to be handling it. It's not going to get thrown in the wash. And I don't own a sewing machine. I could sew it by hand, but I don't want to. I'm going to just use some hot glue. You guys put it together however you choose. So I'm just freehanding the shape of a carrot onto the wrong side of the fabric. And then I'm just going to cut it out with my scissors. This one is so fast and so easy and really cute. You could put this on a tiered tray, on a riser, put it together in a vignette, whatever you want to do, but it is really a cute piece of decor. Now that that's cut out, I am going to hot glue the edges on both sides all the way around. I'm going to hot glue that together, leaving the top of it open so that I can stuff it. Again, you guys, whenever I'm working with fabric, I try to use as little glue as possible. You can use Stitch Witch or Fabri-Tac or, oh my goodness, I'm sure there's more things out there you can use other than hot glue, but for filming purposes and for this video, it's just quick and handy. But you guys can put this together however you want. Now that that's done, we're going to start stuffing it, and you can push that down with whatever you have handy, a skewer stick, a pencil. I'm using my screwdriver. It's what's sitting on my craft table, so I'm just carefully going to push that batting down in there. Just to, I don't want to put a hole through it, so I'm just being careful. And then I'll push the rest in with my finger. And I'm going to take my jute cord, and I'm going to cut a lot of little pieces because that's going to be the top of the carrot. You can make it as fluffy as you'd like. You don't even have to use jute. You could use some greenery if you have some. That'll work well. You can use flowers. There's really no rhyme or reason as to what you use as your carrot topper. Flowers would be absolutely adorable. So I'm going to line up all my pieces of twine and I'm going to tie them off and just stuff them down into the top of my carrot. And then I'm going to take some jute cord and I'm going to tie that off and then wrap it around the top a couple times. The jute cord adds texture, which I love. Going to add a little dab of glue and then finish tying my knot. Cut off the pieces I don't need. And I'm going to start separating my twine. I'm going to trim it up a little bit. I'm going to start separating it or untwisting it so that it's fluffy. It makes it fuller. Now that that's done, I am going to make a jute twine bow. Attach it to the top of the carrot just underneath the jute twine that we put in the top. Add a button to the center of that bow. And this one is done and ready to be displayed. It is so cute. I made a couple of them. Quick and easy. It really is. And here it is. Finished DIY number 3 and the last one of the video. These are cute. I love them. So you guys, this is the final reveal of everything that I've made for you today. I enjoyed this video so much. I had such a nice time. I had a wonderful time putting this stuff together. The basket, or not the basket, the wheelbarrow. I love flower arranging. I'm not a florist or anything. I've said that before, but I just love how it turns out and just, getting your creativity going and just tucking things in here and there. I love how that turned out. The carrots were super simple and easy to do. You could do a ton of them. I love how those came out. You can bunch them together or twine them together in sets of 3. That would be cute. Make bigger ones, smaller ones. And then on the bunny, I felt like he needed a little something else on this bunny that's hanging up here. So I did add a bow to the back, as you can see in the reveal. And it's just cute. It's my favorite. I love him. You guys, as always, thank you. Thank you for coming by. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all of the things that pushes me out and lets YouTube know you're enjoying me so other people can enjoy me as well. It helps my channel grow, and I am forever grateful. Give it a big fat thumbs up, and until I see you in my next video, be blessed, stay safe, and craft something beautiful today, you guys. Bye.